worlds, but he hasn't. The actor has taken a wrong turn. It's not the Master of Many Worlds, it's Alan Wake sat at his typewriter in his writer's room. This was another failed attempt by Alan to write his way out of the dark place. Okay, so that final episode opens up a whole new realm of possibilities.
Night Springs, a special place, a shifting space, existing in a countless number of parallel realities. Sometimes a quaint small town, sometimes a hulking metropolis. Different every time we set upon the road that leads us there. And yet, like a half-remembered echo of a fading dream, always familiar to us. These are the stories that take place there. Awe-inspiring, macabre, terrifying, heartbreaking, nail-biting, absurd, and thrilling. Sometimes all of these things at once.
Mr. Door is obviously in charge of the multiverse since he's trying to eliminate anything he sees as a threat. We even see this during Alan's time in the dark place where Mr. Door gets angry with him.
We can stop pretending now.
Masks come off.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. You keep opening doors, peeking in, reaching through to get what you want, and that puts you in my path.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Episode 3 was the most mind-bending since it explores the concept of the multiverse. Instead of playing someone who is Tim Breaker, we play as the real-life actor Shawn Ashmore, who is being directed by Sam Lake for a role in a video game. Very meta. Director Sam explains to the actor at one point that the character he plays is a multiversal agent who goes by many names, as there are many versions of him. Some of these names are Sheriff Tim Breaker and Agent Branch, and Sam says that the actor's character is searching for his lost love, whilst his nemesis Door hunts him across different realities. The Master of Many Worlds is chasing him and murdering these other versions of him, as he deems them a threat. It's similar to how Tim Breaker got pulled into the dark place. Given that it's a multiverse, Alan is possibly contributing to influencing and changing the realities of different worlds, and since those worlds aren't conforming to the rules of the dark place, those other worlds are simply being erased. So Alan just uses a different world for a new story, like a blank page, but the echoes from these other worlds remain. I guess we could say this is why Door seems so angry with Alan, due to his opening many doors to different realities and peeking inside. The stories have to be tied to an already existing urban legend, and we see this is how Alan wrote Return in order to orchestrate his, and Scratch's escape, by tying the horror story to the urban legends such as the witch who killed the sheriff near Cauldron Lake, the Huatari Well, and the girl drowning in the bunker. The multiverse tells us that there are different versions of the same person existing in different realities. Episode 1's waitress is not the same Rose Marigold that we see in the game, although I'd imagine that her and Alan's romance now exists in many players' headcanons, and they'll want to believe that this actually happened. That's a joke, by the way. The sibling we see in episode 2 is not the Jesse Faden we see in Control, and likely not the same redhead woman we see in The Dark Place on the TV when Alan is with Tom Zane. Nor is she Beth Wilder from, that other game. It's possible that the red-headed woman on the TV is searching for Tim Breaker, or possibly some other version of him, but that's just a theory. And finally, the actor we see in episode 3 is not the Tim Breaker we see in the main game, as we've already explained. Mr. Door at the start of episode 3 says that for the actor, the magnetic pull of destiny is so great that it breaks time and space, but all of these versions of the actor all share memories. This is best seen through the boards that these versions of him write on. There's the board in episode 3 where one version of him writes about who Mr. Door is, who the Master of Many Worlds is, and about the red-headed woman. And Tim Breaker also writes boards like this in The Dark Place in the base game. The actor, when he gets to the forest, says that there are gaps in his memory. He also says that he hears their thoughts when these other versions die, and we indeed see and hear that in episode 3. He also says that he's being connected to them via their dreams, and this is something he mentions to Alan whilst in the dark place. He's slowly filling in these gaps in his memory, and he's forming everything he needs to know about Door. It's probable that the chosen one is Tim Breaker. Another interesting thing is that in episode 3, in the trailer, there's a drawing of a spiral with a clear end point. Next to this drawing is a book on UFOs. Now, in the base game, Tim Breaker has an interest in UFOs and aliens, and in the Cauldron Lake Woods, Saga finds a book and notepad belonging to Tim. Really, Tim has been trying to spot shapes, such as these. He wrote about someone watching him, and this is obviously Mr. Door. During a conversation with Alan, he says this.
Sounds like you've been having a rough go. I've been there. The missing time, the aliens.
Missing time?
It's the same thing I've been saying. The dreams. Sometimes I wake up in a completely different place, missing entire days. I have no idea what happened, but I'm trying to find out. Things always get better if you just keep moving forward, Alan.
Wait. What's this about aliens?
Oh, I was just convinced that everything going on with me was because of aliens. Abductions, signals beamed into my head, that kind of thing. Now I know it's been Door all along. I haven't ruled out him being an alien, though.
The actor says that if he focuses on someone when he enters the vortex, he's able to reach that person. He focused on Door when entering one vortex, and that took him to Ocean View Motel. When he focused on the red-headed woman, he ended up with her at the Ripple Effect Corporation. One thing to note is that Atty, the janitor, was there at the Ripple Effect headquarters too, leading me to believe that the Ripple Effect Corporation is just an other reality Aldous house. But I don't think Atty is subject to this many realities and many versions thing. I believe there's only one Atty, but that during the base game he's actually trapped in Alan's stories just like everyone else. He's able to exist in Bright Falls and Watery, the Oldest House, the Ripple Effect Corporation and the Dark Place, and he also appears in the Words Only reality during one of the endings of episode 3, saying he's going to keep a box full of the actor's Ripple Effect Corporation equipment safe if he decides to pack it away. Speaking of boxes, the Angel lamp works in a similar way to the PRS device. Alan, when using the lamp, is switching between different realities. The whole Master of Many Worlds thing is something that I'd imagine will evolve over time, but we're still not really any closer to finding out who Warlin Door is in regard to Sagar Anderson, as the going theory is that she's Door's daughter. One thing that is certain are the links to the other games in the RCU that Remedy are unable to outright say are linked due to IP ownership issues. I am of course talking about Quantum Break and Max Payne, but the latter isn't really relevant to this discussion. This is outlined by the fact that the actor says it's great to be working with Sam again, and they reference making another game with FMV in it, and Quantum Break has FMV scenes in it. It's clear that one of the other versions of this character is also Jack Joyce from Quantum Break, and Jack Joyce has a romantic interest in Beth, the redhead woman too, but of course, IP ownership. This is essentially why the versions of Sean say that they know the red-headed woman, because the other version of them have already met in another reality. And the red-headed woman says that the other version of her, one was killed in an explosion of energy, one gained powers, and one met a guardian angel. The actor also felt an echo that something happened between the red-headed woman and Agent Branch. And one of these echoes is the relationship between Jack Joyce and Beth Wilder. This multi-universe, multi-person thing also extends to Shawn Ashmore, Tim Breaker, Agent Branch and Jack Joyce, Jesse Faden, the red-headed woman, the sibling and Beth Wilder, Sam Lake, Alex Casey and Max Payne, and of course Tom Zane, Alan Wake and Mr. Scratch. To finish, I'm not sure how Control connects into this, but as we're going to get Control 2 at some point, we'll just have to wait to find out. I guess a simplified answer to all of this is that in our reality, these characters aren't real, they're in video games, but in the characters' reality they are, and there are multiple realities and versions of these people, and these represent the different games in the Remedy connected universe. I hope this video helped to decipher some of the absolutely wild revelations that this DLC, mainly episode 3, dropped on us. These were just ruminations of the things rattling around in my head after finishing playing the DLCs. All I can do now is eagerly await the Lake House DLC, which should be coming fairly soon. If you enjoyed the video, then please leave a like on it, comment your thoughts down below and subscribe if you are not already. But for now, take care and I will see you in the next one.